Alright, guys, so we got more perps that follow me into restaurants and just, do the bidding of these people. There's two young guys, two Mexicans who was doing that today as I was trying to have lunch. And Blaze Pizza, he was sitting where he's sitting right now, video recording me as I ate. And then I took out my phone and started recording him after that. And that was today. What's going on, guys? So I want to jump back on really quick and just talk with you guys while these weirdos over here at the Starbucks, these employees slash pimps and hoes and crackheads and perps are out here in the parking lot monitoring me with no shame. I mean, it's going on 2 o'clock a.m. and they have to be back. They have to be back over here around, I think, 4, and they just sacrificing their time hanging out on the parking lot, chit chatting it up because it's so important to talk. But anyway, so I wanted to talk about this is what happens when I get a new device that they haven't had a chance to manipulate, duplicate, fuck with, clone. I went and got a new device today. And this is the kind of bizarre behavior that these people will have. And this is how you can like draw people out and see their involvement with the crime that I'm suffering when I go get a new device. Now today I went out randomly and I got myself a new device. People were pissed off when I left the store because it was like they weren't expecting it. They didn't have time to manipulate it, to stumble it, to block it, and I was able to actually get it. Now, one of the reasons why they try to prevent me from having a device that's clean is because one, they want to be able to have access to my accounts so they can block it. They don't want this information getting out to the public. They don't want me having access to the public. This is one of the reasons why they're constantly monitoring and surveilling me, sending people to me to try to befriend me, to try to, get into my good graces, to let my guard down, so they can essentially have a handler pretending to be my friend so they can, like, watch my movements. Uh, so when they're not able to accomplish that, they go haywire and they scramble, swarm, however you want to look at it. But it makes it very, very easy for me to see who's involved and how desperate they are to try to make sure that they keep their eyes on me so they can control my narrative, they can control my environment. So that's the reason why you got the Starbucks employees hanging out in the parking lot, for 4 fucking hours after the store closed. That's the reason why this shit is going on right now, because they're waiting for me to fall asleep over here so they can come over and like take this device and fuck with it. It ain't gonna happen. So they gonna sit in this motherfucking parking lot all night, and I'm gonna sit over here purposefully all morning just to show that ass that it ain't happening today. It ain't happening tonight. So a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff has happened since I last spoke and I last had an opportunity to speak out about anything. I did take a look at my old channel, and it is shadow banned like a motherfucker. You can't see any of the videos unless you are me or unless you have my device, and you can actually view it from a first person perspective. But actually going on and trying to look my videos up and watch my channel, no, can't do it. So that channel is, been pretty much shut down and blocked. That's all good. That's all good. Well, we're gonna figure a way around it. We always do. Um, so that being said, you know, uh, a lot has happened. I know I told you guys about my backpack being stolen last month, the end of last month. And I had a lot of stuff in it, a lot of videos, a lot of devices that had videos on it of evidence. Um, you know, one of the things that happened that week um, that led up to my bag being stolen was I had few encounters with um, some of the people that are in this network, that are major players in this network. And when I say that, I'm talking about police and these sane nurses. And the sane nurses are the ones who actually facilitate the rape kit. And this is the rape kit for evidence that you typically take when you have been assaulted and you've reported it to the police. So I did that, and all hell broke loose because I hadn't done it in a while, and I don't think that they were expecting me to do it. Um, and I hadn't really recorded in a while. I had kind of fallen off because I was just so exhausted, so tired, just being beaten down, and just didn't have the energy. But I just had this spurt, one week where when I was assaulted, I said I was gonna go and report it. So I went and reported it, and once you've done that, they ask you if you want to take the test, get an exam. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So um, they weren't prepared for that. So like I said, whenever I catch them off guard and they don't know what I'm doing, they don't know what my movements are gonna be, and I do something random, it really throws them off. So their behavior is very erratic, very aggressive, and unscripted, which is great for me. So um, the police, they were very hesitant and very nervous, and there was an encounter between myself and the police and some advocates that was at this assault women's assault center that caters to sexual assault victims. And everything that I captured on video was just a complete violation of my rights, my civil rights. They were super aggressive and, bullying me, or at least trying to bully me. They were all, uh, the center was probably about the size of this this Starbucks, a little bit smaller. And initially when I went in, I thought I was just talking to the advocates, which are they're both female. And when I went in to talk with the advocate, there were all these police officers hidden back in the back. They were all standing, hanging around the back of the building as I was talking to this advocate, listening in on the conversation and just being real creepy. And like I said, there was a confrontation that ensued. They were trying to bully me and prevent me from having a private conversation with the advocates. They refused to leave once they took my statement and about the crime. I was done, talking with them, and they refused to leave. They insisted on staying, and then they started trying to coerce the advocate not to speak to me, and they upset her because she was just like didn't know what to do because she didn't know who to be loyal to, because this is the kind of shit that they do. So she ended up leaving, and it was just myself and the police officers inside the center.